Hello, hi my friends. This video brought to you by Mayflower. Shows you how to charge 2H EcoTrack safely by the underhood generator. First of all, let me tell you the model of this vehicle, Mayflower. It is a 2018 Active 1.0 with the upgraded EcoTrack equipment. The EcoTrack battery has gone through 22,000 miles of usage, and they are the original H's. And I use a few pieces of instrument to help re-engineering a lot of the electrical work done in Mayflower. This is a cell monitor. It hooks up directly to the battery box, bypassing the BMS. And also I install a 5 amp cell balancer that actually balances the cell to a millivolt level. The average imbalance on EcoTrack right now is about 72 millivolts. So this cell balancer make it very nice to down to the millivolt level. So first of all, let me turn on the cell monitor. By the way, the electrical system is still off, but because this is hooked up directly to the battery, so I could turn it on. And right now the right EcoTrack is at 13.29 volt and the imbalance is 7 millivolt. And I'll show you the left EcoTrack. The left EcoTrack is at 13.33 volt. It also has 7 millivolts of cell imbalance, which is almost negligible. Here's the other equipment I use. This is what I call the Balmy Sun box. This Balmy Sun box is hooked up to the charge side bus bar. So the charge side bus bar always have the kicker on. So this is active all the time if I want to turn it on. And I'll show you when I turn it on. So right now the bus bar is at 13.5 volts. The reason is kind of high because my solar is already moved to the charge side. So right now the solar is charging the kicker at 13.5 volt. On the left side, this is an amp meter. You could ignore the decimal point. So we have 3 digits, so it could record up to 999 amp. This is an industrial level Hall effect sensor with a customized circuit that I use to measure the current coming from the underhood generator. So when I start charging with the underhood generator, I could tell what is the voltage level and what is the current level that is feeding to the battery system. And later on I will show you the Balmer soft RAM. And these BMS are active, is charged by solar, so I could charge my phone without turning the EcoTrack on. And I also have a 12 volt plug in here. So let's get started with showing how to charge 2H EcoTrack safely. First of all, let me talk about the procedure. You'll find in electrical system nowadays, many of them come with firmware. Firmware requires time to get it to start and initiate. So it's very important for us to follow the last in and first out procedure. Last in, first out means LIFO, right? So the last thing you turn on will be the first thing you turn off. That's what I mean by last in and first out. So charging by underhood generator is important to turn the battery on first, but turn it off last. Because if you start the engine first before you turn the battery on, most of the time you will miss the soft ramp. So you will slam the battery with a very high current. That's probably not a good idea. And this is a note to remind family members not to shut the battery off if the engine is running. And I also tape some of these switches so that we don't make mistake unnecessarily. So in order to charge the battery safely without backdoor overcharging, there are 4 conditions needs to be met. The first is the charger must be on the charge side. So the underhood generator is always on the charge side, and then the low must be on the discharge side. And the factory configuration wire our DC low on the discharge side. So the first 2 conditions have been met by the factory configuration. The third condition is that the battery on-off or disconnect switch must be on. It's left on its on position all the time. So last time when this was on, I didn't touch it again. So I leave it untouched and tape it down, because this switch really is a redundant. It doesn't do anything. And the 4th condition is there's no electricity required because the DC bus is off. So if I turn the switch on and off, it do nothing because there's no electricity. So now the 4th condition is met. So this is the procedure, very simple. You turn on one eco track first. You got blue light, you got a clunk. So you know your charge relay is closed, but this charge relay is not, because this is off. Then turn on the other eco track. Okay, we got blue light and clunk, so both charge side relays are on, but not the discharge side. Okay, so make sure that this charge side is not on. If you see this voltmeter comes on, then you are only safe to charge one battery at a time. So now both of the charge side relays are on, we can start charging. So this is the monitor to show the bomber charging voltage and current, and I'm going to start the engine now. Okay, you see the current is climbing. It's 30 amps, 40, 50 amps, and the voltage is 13.6 volt from the bomber. It's still climbing. It's climbing. It should peak pretty shortly. Okay. Now 125 amp, So the soft RAM has gone through already. Now it's settled down in bulk charging. I set my bottom bulk voltage at 13.8 volt. So we'll let it continue to charge, and I'll show you some of the other equipment I have, and also talk about my EcoTrack configuration, because I modify it from the factory standard one. Okay, I'm going to open up the inverter box to show you what I have. The inverter is a funny instrument. It comes with a charger. The inverter part of the function likes to be on the discharge side, but the charger likes to be on the charge side. So this is a very difficult marriage. No matter where you put it, you are compromising the system. So what I did is to disable the inverter and leave it on the factory configuration discharge side. But then I added a bus bar to the charge side. So this is the bus bar to the charge side. I hook up my solar to the charge side bus bar. I also hook up a standalone charger to the charge side bus bar. So right now I have the configuration of charging function on the charge side, discharge function on the discharge side. And our friend Sam Coswell called this the perfect of perfects of configuration. And I'll show you also, this is the ductwork to vent the heat in and out. Vent the heat out of the cabinet. So this is my configuration. It's working really well right now. The other instrument I have is the standard MT50. Try to focus. Okay, this is the MT50. It monitors the solar charging. And this is the power meter. The power meter for the standalone charger. So when I do shore power charging, I have this power meter telling me, and the power meters is also on the charge side. And my solar actually is switchable. I can switch the solar to charge the EcoTrack battery, or I can switch it to charge the chassis battery. So when I'm not using the vehicle like today, I could switch it to charging the chassis battery, so that I always have a full chassis battery to start the engine. And because I have no electricity right now, but when I travel, I like to use my refrigerator. So I also implemented what is called a solar fridge. The solar fridge is also connected to the charge side, but instead of connecting to the charge side bus, I connected to the solar charge controller low port. So the fridge is taking electricity from the kicker, but the kicker is being recharged by solar. So I could run this battery 24/7 without turning on the EcoTrack. Let me show you how to turn it on. Just standard procedure. And this is my airing clip. So when I'm not using the fridge, I will leave a gap for the air to pass through. Okay, so remember my discharge relay is still off. So let me turn on the fridge. Now the fridge is on. So I could drive the destination without defrosting all the food. By the way, I changed the handle so that it doesn't stick out. And let's take a look at the solar controller, because the fridge is running from the charge controller, solar charge controller. And we could tell how much current is drawing. So right now, if you look at the right hand column, it says 13.6 volt and 3 amp. So right now it's down to 1.7 amp. I believe 1.7 amp is just the duty cycle of the compressor coming on and off. And it's an overcast sky right now, so we only get 0.1 amp coming from the solar panel. And the battery is losing 3 amp because it has to feed the solar fridge to run it. So by monitoring this, I really could learn how much electricity the fridge is using. So this video is almost coming to an end, and before we log off, let's check the EcoTrack voltage level. Okay, remember before we start charging, the battery voltage is about 13.3 volt. Right now the right battery is at 13.69 volt. Let's check the left battery. Okay, the left battery is also at 13.68 volt. So both EcoTrack are charging. As you can see, the individual cell voltages is only 3.4 volts. So it's far away from the shutdown level, which is set at 3.6 volt. And I really do not like the BMS to shut down the battery for me. And so I really try to balance the cell so that it won't shut down automatically. Just want to show you another relocation. This is my bomber relocated inside to get it away from the elements. So now you can take a look of the bomber charging. It has already gone through the bulk charging, which is 13.8 volt, and also absorb charging 13.7 volt. Right now it's settled at flow charging 13.6, and the charge current is only 13-14 amp. So basically my system is fully charged already, and I'm ready to go boondocking now if I were at a campground. So remember I said turn off the engine before we turn off the EcoTrack. So turning engine off. Okay, turning engine off will shut off the current. It's no current now. And the battery is I'm sorry, the charge side voltage is at 13.6 volt. And now we could turn off the EcoTrack. Again, the discharge side is off. Okay, EcoTrack off. EcoTrack off. Now the EcoTrack is totally isolated. I cannot drain the EcoTrack even if I leave any of these on, because both the charge side relay and the discharge side relay are disengaged. And let's check the fridge. With everything off, the fridge is still running by solar right now. Okay, and since we're done with the experiment, I'm going to shut the fridge off. Okay, the fridge is off. Putting the airing clip on. Okay, friends, thank you for watching. Have a good day.